pay attention to this app connection. If it's a recommendation, yes or no. So let's talk about the goods and the bad. So hello all things reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing the LPDisplay smart light panel. So if you haven't seen the other video, it's kind of similar to this, but a different brand, different uniqueness that it adds to it. So we're going to open this up, show you the products, show you the use cases, show you everything that is involved, and then, you know, if it's a recommendation, yes or no, and take it from there. So without further ado, let's open it up. As you can see, box is simple: app control, music sync, 3D, remote, autoplay. And let's open it up. So inside this box, you get a remote control, a USB internal display, meaning you connect one end to the other by USB and that lights it up. You get this power display, so if you just want to power it on instead of the USB, you can do that. You get this little power switch button to switch from one to the other on the walls, on top of these different cover displays. And then these red stickers which go on the back actually of the hexes to connect them to the wall. You get this in a little instruction manual, as you can see, with app instructions as well as installation videos with just some rules and statements. We'll get into that. You get this little cover here, and then you get the actual hexagon pieces themselves. So as you can see, a little bit of a different design. They're designed on these 8 little groove dots along with this paper to kind of separate. So this is the presentation. So in this box, you get 2, 4, 6, and 8. And they all have this little parchment paper to separate them. And actually, I take that back. You get 10 of them. So this one comes with 10, and as you can see, they are quite large. Actually, they're larger than the other one in the video, and they're not flat. So the other ones were flat. These kind of have these diagonal hexagon shapes, as you can see, on 4 corners. So like these 3 little diamonds put together, and you get 10 of them separated by this parchment paper. Interesting design. So let's lay everything out and give you a tutorial. So step 1, identify this main connection piece. Take from these bags these little connectors. Step 2, take the connector with this forward arrow facing in the front. You're going to want to fit where these 2 grooves are on the green ends into it until it clicks. Once that is in place, you're then going to want to, in this other end, however you want to design it, these 2 little black grooves, line these grooves within here until you hear a clicking sound, and you're ready to start it off by the assembly. And you just use these subsequent pieces to arrange a design. So it's a little bit different. So as you can see, this is how the assembly process works. So you just want to make this linear arrow, and that's kind of how the assembly and disassembly works. So, you know, as you can see, I am missing one, but it is all good. So this is the design that we're going to have with this connection at the bottom. So as you can see, there's a port right here. This coincides with this port to power it on and off, and which is what we're going to do now for step 3. And as you can see, once this is connected, you can power it on and off, and this coincides with different modes. So, you know, you just press around if you just want the manual option, and you can use all the different modes. Now let's get more advanced with it. And another thing I want you to see is pay attention to this app connection. So this has to follow a linear line. So whatever design you need to have, you need these connections to work in this arrow. If it doesn't, one is not going to work, and it's just going to be flimsy and cause problems kind of. And you get 10 pieces for 10 connectors. This is 1 connector. Now I'm going to be honest, I can't really find a good use case for this USB that comes with it, so I would just say don't pay it any attention. And that's pretty much, you know, I haven't paid any attention to it either. So you do get this little remote. Let's open this remote. So in this remote, you're just going to want to take this film out from the bottom to engage the actual battery. And then let's turn it on and off. Let's flip it so you can kind of see everything. The other thing I do want to note, since it is connection pieces, it can get flimsy, so you want to avoid bending it too much. because that's kind of what happens if you bend it too much. So as you can see, this is the remote. This is the on and off feature of the remote. One thing I want to point, make sure to scan this QR code. This magic lantern now is called Lotus Lantern X on the App Store for iPhone. So make sure to use this code right here. And if not, make sure to search that up. So now let me show you what the interface looks like and all the different modes and what it looks like. This is kind of what it looks like at night. And also, by the way, you can long and hold press this button in it of itself. And it does the different modes. 3 second long press, 3 second long press. You can filter through everything just so you could see. And I took off just a little bit to make this unique design. It has very nice and smooth colors. Just to showcase how cool they are, this is what it kind of looks like at night. So, you know, you have the brightness adjust, everything like that, on and off. They actually power quite a bit. This is when it's off, this is when it's on. So you have these smooth lights, everything, I mean, about it looks pretty good. This is with the brightness. You can kind of see the lights, but you know, this is just to give you an example. So if you wanted to shine it on here, you can see pretty well. So let's talk about the goods and the bad. So you do get bigger pieces of chunks, different unique connection piece. You just need this power, the remote, you know, and the adhesives are pretty simple. I mean, those are standard adhesive like for any other Hexagon display kit. So the remote is, you know, it's not fancy. However, it does have more features than other remotes. You can have, you know, the DIY designs, and it also does have an app interface. And the app interface in and of itself is actually pretty good. However, you know, there are some stuff on there. So I'm going to say a lot of features, you know, you have just one piece right here. You do have the customization. It's all there, and, you know, it offers a unique experience with these diamond shaped lights. So let's talk about some of the actual negatives of this product. The biggest one is this connection piece. I mean, if you don't stick the adhesive the exact right way, it's not going to work. It's not going to connect. So that's something you do have to worry about, because see, the connection, it just takes one flimsy connection and it doesn't even sound good. It's not going to work. The app, once again, it is not extensive. It is more rudimentary, and the fact that they did change the name and they didn't update it in the manual, it makes it kind of conflicting and, you know, hard to use. Another, if you just want flat, you don't want the diamonds especially, you know, it's going to pop out. So that's something, you know, I would not recommend if you just don't want the diamond. And this connection, once again, it is a love or hate, you know. It's just not as strong. Like, I understand, and it took a while to understand how to clip everything together, and taking it out is a hassle because it almost feels like you're breaking part of the hexagon, you know, to actually disassemble it, and that kind of sucks. Another positive note though is you do have this installation video on this QR code, but I will say this manual is not super helpful. They can definitely put more work into the actual design of the manual, and for the life of me, I don't understand what purpose this piece serves, because there's nothing here I found that can work on that. So with all that being said, what would I say? If you want a unique connection piece with more hexagons, bang for buck, I would go with this. Now, if you're looking for something more stable, you know, you don't mind spending a little bit of more money, I would say look for others. However, this definitely has good instructions and good customer support. So if you don't mind, you know, a little bit of some basics, you do get a little bit of some extra features with taking away, you know, kind of the installation part of it, which is a little bit more difficult than others. So take with that what you will. If you have any other questions or concerns, you know, make sure to feel free to reach out. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe as well if you want to support the channel. All things reviews. Until next week, thank you and bye-bye.